Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mandalorian Roundtable. I am Chris Knight. This is the Real Review 3000, and I've got my roundtable with us today. Now, BearBear, Nerd Fun, is not here yet. He is in traffic, and we're certainly not going to rush anybody who's in traffic. Now, Bear, and let's actually mute something for once. You love it when your host screws things up.
I do it all the time, man.
No worries.
But we got
fail.
You know what, Shell? Turtle soup, man. Turtle soup.
Yeah.
What?
Shell, is that like your
What?
classes?
You need to listen to me. I said turtle soup.
Tonight I dine on turtle soup.
I love the hat. What are you trying to threaten me with, Jeremy?
You know, look at him.
That gets
representing.
If that gets Jeremy to contact me,
I'm connected, yo. I'm connected.
Connected by the post office.
You got
at $9.99.
Okay, guys, let's jump into this really quick. Episode 6 of the Mandalorian.
Way to kill it, Scott. Way to kill it.
I know Shaun's got lots to say about this, and yeah. Well, let's start with this. Let's just go with a good episode, bad episode. Start with Shaun. Good episode or bad episode?
Mediocre episode.
Okay, fair enough. Comics. Good episode, bad episode.
I'm with Shaun. Mediocre episode.
Okay. And Scott.
Okay, so it was mediocre, good for this series, but mediocre to low for my taste.
Okay, Shell.
Okay, good to hear.
You ran him off, Chris.
I'm sure I did. What did you think? Good episode or bad episode?
I thought it was good. It wasn't bad. So,
or mediocre, as the rest of them have said so far. I thought. Go ahead.
The thumb is up. The thumb is up, not down. So that's what I do. It's either up, thumb down. And it's thumb up.
My thumb is like the episode of Happy Days, the Halloween episode where they were sucking his cool and it was up and it was like,
oh, he was starting to drop.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a great! Holy crap! I can't believe I just remembered that episode.
Hey, you're old like us. That's great.
Was that Mork from Ork who did that?
I don't remember.
It might have been.
I think that was the first introduction of Mork from Ork pulling his coolness, but he fought back because he's the friggin' Fonz. Nice.
So I thought, I think I'm in agreement with a lot of you guys that this episode, for what we've gotten recently, especially, I think it was a good episode. Just the sheer stepping back from everything, I think it was really a good episode. But
why?
Because in this one, this was not just about Baby Yoda very much.
Thank God.
Very minimal in it. And I said, we need to step away from it. 2, you get a little bit of not with a lot of context, but you get a little bit of a backstory of who the Mandalorian is, what he has done in the past. He obviously has people out there who know him without the mask. You see that he has a history.
Of course he does. He wasn't always a Mandalorian.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is you're starting to see this. We don't know that until now. All we know is that he says he was.
No, we knew that a few episodes ago that he was actually, maybe even from the second episode, that he was not born into men.
We know that he wasn't.
We knew that since episode 1.
Yes,
yeah.
That, but that doesn't mean that anybody else had known him without the mask. Because he said when he was found on the planet and his parents were gone, that he was brought into the tribe or the group of the Mandalorians. Now, yes,
they're like, God, you're ugly. Here, wear a mask.
He's a child. No, I'm saying he's a child, so he doesn't wear that. But as you go on, you do. We didn't know if he had ever left. So at some point now, we know he probably left.
I don't think he took his mask off when he was with that crew.
Well, but the thing is,
I didn't get that either.
No, I think he said, do you ever take that off? And I don't know if that meant that he had never, that he was.
No, what he was saying to him was, he was talking to the female, and he said, have you ever seen him with it off? And she's like, a woman never tells. But I think he was just implying, has anybody ever seen you with this thing off?
Perhaps. But
yeah.
my point is you do get this idea that
He has history with people.
yes, and
Yes.
that history, and this is probably good for his character, is really shady.
Yes.
That's a plus because again, we're getting this idea, and comics before we started had a really good point about this episode and about what happened in it, and I'm sure he'll say it here when we get to him. But the thing about this is that we actually get some development of the character. We stepped away from Baby Yoda and
Really?
we focused. We focused on the Mandalorian. Now, when I say development, I mean we know more about him than we did before. We do. Now,
Because
now for Disney,
was-
yes,
Barely.
this episode was just like a space heist. I mean, none of the episodes are really tying together yet. We have 2
No.
episodes left. And,
you're right.
I'm really worried about it. It's like Dave Filoni and John Favreau were kind of like, well, Kathleen Kennedy's kind of screwing up with Star Wars. They greenlit this, so let's just throw some shit against the wall and see what sticks.
Well, that's possible, but I still think that they have some sort of a final destination for this place, for this whole series. I still
hope
do.
so.
But the problem is I don't know where that's at. And Comics and I were talking about that before the stream started also. But I'm not going to talk about that yet. Let's just go with the overall thought process of why you say it was mediocre, Shaun. I'm going to go to you now. So go ahead and tell me, why was it mediocre?
Because it didn't really serve an overall purpose for me. I mean, it was like, out of all the episodes, it seemed like the furthest removed from the overall plot. You could have. I was thinking as I was watching it, you could have easily replaced the Mandalorian with Han Solo, and put it on the Millennium Falcon.
You could have.
And I think it was a throwaway episode. And when you have only 8 episodes that are like 30 to 40 some odd minutes, you don't have the luxury of having filler episodes. Every episode has to have something in it. And this episode, while you learned a couple of small details,
It does have something in it.
it was just trash. It was garbage.
Right now.
Wait your turn, you Shellback.
Right now, most of these episodes have been filler. But now the question to you would be, is that by design that maybe this ties together at the end? Maybe what he's doing. Okay, think of the scene from The Force Awakens. I hate to use it as a reference because but let's just go off of this. And also this is something that's passed along in most of the movies, at least A New Hope, I should say. We know that, as you put, Han Solo, if he was put in this position, this is no different. And you're right. It's no different because it's a comedy of errors. It's like he continues to get away, but it's not really for a purpose. There's nothing really serving a purpose here. In The Force Awakens, there's the several groups that come after him right there. He gets away, but at the cost of what? I'm wondering at the end, a lot of these people are going to start coming after him. And I even said it to Comics.
Oh, that crew, yeah. That crew will be back.
And
Oh,
that,
yeah.
well, the ones that are locked up, we assume that the other 2 are dead. We assume that whole place.
We assume, right? We
Well,
assume.
the one dude had his face lit on fire, and he was still good. So,
Well, I think that was just to show you nothing bothered.
No, but he got crushed by 2 doors, and he was all right. I'll wait for my turn. Wait,
Yeah.
my turn.
no, I understand.
We're gonna have one of the same
Yeah,
issues,
we're
Scott.
gonna talk-
Oh man.
We're going to talk about that. Yes, I understand. But Shaun, go ahead. It really, though, it's not necessarily not for a purpose. I mean, I'm wondering if this is all just to set up each of these groups that he that he's going to be tied to, because we knew there was a bunch of groups in this. And do you think maybe that's a part of it? Do you think maybe that's just what they're trying to do, is set up everything in this first season?
possibly, but if that's what they're doing, I think they're playing a very dangerous game because simply because the Star Wars base is fractured, and people started rallying around the Mandalorian at a very early stage, so if if we end up with season 1 not really mattering much at all, then I think you're going to get a lot of pissed off Star Wars fans that subscribed to Disney Plus and came back around to give it another try and got burned again.
I mean, what I see is if they're going to try to bring it back, and I keep saying they don't have an interwoven thread since episode 3. We lost that. At least they had the Mandalorians, and you were kind of trying to follow them with what's going on with his past. Yes, we're meeting people here and there that knew him from other jobs and stuff like that. But if the question you're asking is, will they bring it together? Even if they do, it's going to be shoddy unless they have a super long game, and it's still, they're making a mistake if they're doing that. Because like you just said, Shaun, it's too fragile right now. We want to see a cohesive story, not one-offs. And that's what it feels like right now. Mm-hmm. I'll complain later, but I just wanted to throw that out.
Well, I think another thing too is it really kind of shows you how slapped together the series is, because they started it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're perfectly right on that. It feels rushed, but yet it feels like it's going nowhere rushed. So I don't even understand it. Like I thought it was going to be closer, and I'm not saying in style, but maybe in the way you feel like you're more in that world, like Game of Thrones. And I'm not trying to bring Game of Thrones in it, but it's not even shot like that. Like the production value, like, yes, the CGI is pretty good, but it still feels like I love Bill Burr, but Bill Burr was a guy from Boston. He wasn't, a guy from this galaxy. Like they have a lot of people that take me out of it because their acting is so just generic. I don't know how to explain that.
No, I think you're very spot on. That is like one of my complaints as well, is that there's a lot of people that do not feel like they belong in a Star Wars universe. I mean, Bill Burr's character should have had a British accent. Why? Because most Imperials speak High Galactic, and High Galactic translates over to a British accent.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I mean, you had that first episode with the blue guy and, the blue alien, and that was Horatio Sands being Horatio Sands, and it was horrible. Okay. But
it took me out of the moment. The blue guy, it's like, why does this guy sound so familiar? And why does he seem out of place?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Not every bad guy has to be British.
But in Star Wars, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's what I hate to do this, because again, whatever Lucas says doesn't count anymore. But Lucas specifically did that. He wanted and the whole idea behind this about hiring mostly British actors, one, that was available to him when he was shooting in L Street. Two, he thought that the way to make the Empire look like the Nazi regime with British people kind of showed that it's a repeating factor.
Right. I mean, it separates too. It separates the good guys, except for Darth Vader. Yeah. It separates them from the American speaking good guys. It really, there is a reason he did it.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too. Oh, never mind. I was going to say something stupid.
No, go for it, man.
No. I just realized I was completely wrong. So never mind.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's fine then.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
Don't tell Shellback.
Okay. So, Shaun, we got your side of that. I want to go over to Comix. Comix and I were talking a little bit about this beforehand, and I do agree with a lot of what you guys are saying so far. But Comix, go ahead. I'm going to let you hit your points that you were making.
Okay, so first off, I do want to say I like the concept that they were trying to pull off with this episode. I do feel that it was very poorly executed, and there's several things I do have problems with. Again, this world does not feel populated, and you can see that when you're going over to the prison ship. This is supposed to be a maximum security Republic prison ship, and it's only populated by droids and one dude. Mm-hmm. That makes no freaking sense.
It's Pandalando.
Yes. There should have been a lot of, former Republic or rebel troopers there that are basically acting as guards. The standoff that they had with the one guy practically pissing himself, that really kind of blew my mind. It's like, why do you have this one dude who's a coward who's basically running this prison ship. That's you're not going to put somebody in that position.
Well,
Right.
I think he's just a custodian more than anything. He's just there to make sure everything, the life.
But still,
see,
come on.
At least in the command, they should have had a few humans. You know, like I find that bothered me too. Like you have one random guy
I
with
found
all
it
these
so hard to
criminals.
believe.
Yeah, it was hard to believe.
Because
the guy shaking in his boots was not believable.
it should they should have had a bunch of hardcore guys on there that if shit went down, they could assist with the droids that they had on board. And there really should have been more life forms. I'm not gonna say just humans, because
But different types of droids. Even you had the mouse droid, and then the one, I don't know,
Security
Battlestar Galactica droids.
yeah, Cylons.
Yeah, they were kind of like Cylons, man.
The other thing too is that this episode also really demonstrates how this series has absolutely zero stakes in it, and that was the thing that really irks me about the episode, is that when they locked up in the cell, I was like, holy shit, are they gonna do what I think they're gonna do? And no, they didn't. I think if they actually ended the episode with him locked in the cell and the ship flying off with Baby Yoda, you could have added some fantastic tension
that would've been
into
great.
the series. Because suddenly, they've been separated.
that would have been how George Lucas would have written.
And that's how it should have been done.
You know
Now-
what irritated me? Like, speaking of the droids, not to interrupt, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Came to my mind, but like the black robots that were the black droids that were walking around. As soon as I saw them, I was like, "Holy shit! Lucasfilm has stolen the Daleks from Doctor Who."
No, Daleks are on little rollers. They're on those little furniture dollies. That's what they're on.
Yeah,
but
they're
they're
cone-
basically
they're
Cylons.
cone-shaped.
Yeah. So here's the deal, though. I knew you were going to mention this because I saw your tweets about that earlier, Sean. And here's the thing. I would say, okay, I understand that, but I do like one thing about the droids they have in this. They had two obviously different aged droids. They had more sophisticated droids, and then they had these clunky, just big ass, whatever, gun droids or whatever. I kind of like the concept that we're starting to see that maybe the not rebellion,
The Republic.
the New Republic has some of these different droids now, because it's always been the same droids over and over again. We actually saw something a little different. I kind of liked that.
No, I wasn't.
I
I
think
wasn't
they couldn't
against that
afford
either,
extras.
Chris.
I
wasn't against that. Yeah.
No. And I understand completely, Sean. Yes, do they look like the Daleks? They do, but
Oh, that's right there. I forgot about the second ones. Yeah, they do kind of look like
They
floating
did kind of
Daleks.
look like Daleks.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
but
The only thing missing was them saying "exterminate, exterminate."
Oh yeah, the black ones.
Here.
I didn't even remember that.
And apparently they had volatile batteries because they freaking explode.
Oh, I know, dude. A lot of that stuff, I was just like, oh god. I mean,
What are they
there's
made
some
of?
Delicate.
They
droids.
they working on a combustion gas engine like
They're
motor
made
or
of
something.
tinfoil.
What do they got? Hydrogen-sized power cells the size of a watch battery.
Well, the
Basically.
first thing I thought when I saw the explosion was like, great, Disney just killed off at least 4 different prisoners right there. I'm like, just because the explosion's like, what the hell? Are we not?
Well, Disney knows how to do anything is to kill off franchise characters early on.
Yeah, there you go, man. There you go.
All right, I got a few more points, and then I'll pass the torch.
I was just going to say, Comics. I totally agree with the needing. They should have left him on there with them coming to blow it up or do whatever they were going to do. They should have gotten off. The people should have left. The robot would have known that Baby Yoda was valuable to them in some way, and that would have been a much, much better way to have ended this. And then you could have made it a 2-part or a 3-part for the finale.
Yeah.
Heading towards the end.
The other thing too is pretty funny. So I was watching Wisecrack earlier today, and they're talking about the whole thing with BoJack Horseman, and it really something dawned on me because they were talking about the whole thing with sitcoms, and I realized this show is a sitcom without the comedy. It will end exactly how it begins. Nothing matters. Nothing changes.
That's true.
And that's the problem with this series. The other thing too is he didn't kill anyone.
Nobody.
Nobody.
No,
and that just undoes everything in the episode when you find out all of them are alive at the end.
Yeah, I was so I didn't understand that. I'm like, we killed the big guy
just to bring him back.
Yeah,
Just, you know,
how did he live through that?
I don't know, but I was just like, holy shit! When the door slammed on the Deveronian,
the second time
that was played by Clancy Brown, I was like, holy shit, that's a terrible way to die. And then I see that he's alive, knocked out in a cell. It's like, oh, come on.
His horns are busted a little bit. Ooh,
yeah, whatever.
I'm just waiting for somebody to do a remix of these episodes with like a laugh track.
Right. Right.
You know, I just the woman was stabbed. Isn't that what he did to her?
I thought he did, but apparently not.
And my God, that actress overacted.
She does that in everything.
Her and the guy that played her brother, those were just two.
Yeah, she plays Osha in Game of Thrones, and she's very she's a wildling and very wildling. You know, she's Tonks in Harry Potter. She's a little over. Yeah, she's an overactor.
I want her to fall off the face of the earth, man.
Yeah,
go
it was too much
and get lost.
Well, she reminded me of Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter, like that overacting, like
oh
that.
My God! Now
weird,
that you pointed out, I can't unsee it.
But that worked out for her though. Bellatrix was.
Absolutely. That made sense for that character.
Too short of a time period for your character to act like that. It was not what it needed. So, go ahead and comment, and go ahead and finish up what you were going to say. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think that was basically it. The only other thing too, it was pretty funny because I was having a conversation in Gary's chat on Friday with this one guy where I mentioned that the Mandalorian didn't kill anyone. He's like, what about the people at the station? And I was just thinking that's like really dumb because first off, why did the X-Wings come out and just start blowing things up? I can understand they're launching the fighter. I can understand taking out the fighter, but not just going and disabling the station so they can board it and find out what's going on. All because of that tracking beacon was slipped onto them. That made no sense to me.
Are they a death squad?
That guy was told. Well, you see, let's think this out though. Think of where that tracking device is supposed to be. Now, I'm gonna explain this to you.
Is it in his butt?
No, the tracking device is supposed to be held by the guard, and it was very much probably supposed to be some sort of death squad. If he had been compromised, he pushes it. They come, they blow up the whole place. No harm, no.
I don't. Well, why didn't they have a self-destruct on board the ship? That he could have hit the button, the whole ship could have blown up and stuff. Another thing too that I just realized that you made me realize: why wasn't there a fighter escort for that prison ship?
Right? I know.
Yes. That's when you said felt under like the world felt like unpopulated. I thought that like, why is there just one random ship that is a maximum security out by itself?
Because they don't want it anywhere near the civilized systems.
But there should be fighters there.
Just more proof that this feels like it's being thrown together in pieces, and there's not really a syllabus for the entire show. But listen,
we've already said what this was. This is leftovers from a man. Or this is leftovers.
I know. Movie. But this just reminded me of like one of my biggest gripes of any episode, and it was a good episode. It was the episode where he met the female. What was her title?
The assassin.
Yeah, the female.
Oh no, you're talking about Gina.
Gina. And so she was punching him in the armor, and he was like he was like feeling that, and there. My issue was there was no blood or any type of bruising on her hand. She
actually had reinforced knuckles on her gloves. I did manage to see that.
But still, she shouldn't have been able to do as much damage as she did to him in that episode. And then the next episode, he took a high power round right to the chest.
That's a valid point.
They're getting very loosey-goosey on what affects him and what doesn't.
Yeah, but I can also understand that hitting somebody's helmet will kind of, ring the bell a bit,
Sure.
but it's not going to cause any real damage. You could probably, disorient somebody very well wearing a helmet.
But
You
I
can
mean,
definitely
she
cause
wasn't just
neck
hitting him in the
issues,
helmet,
but you're not gonna hurt their face.
No, she wasn't. I mean, she was going, in like in the stomach and in the chest plate area, everything. So they need to establish, how strong is this armor? What can it withstand, and what are its limits?
Yeah, it's supposed to be blaster resistant.
Yeah,
That's what Beskar is.
If it's blaster,
Saber too, lightsaber too.
Oh yeah, that's right, lightsaber as well.
if it can resist that stuff, then I just don't see.
It's pretty much blaster proof. Okay, it's like you shoot it with a blaster, it's gonna be okay.
He took that that massive
it can take blows from a lightsaber.
Let's
the only thing that is pretty much the only thing that's really gonna penetrate that armor is a slug thrower at like a fairly close distance.
Sure.
Other than that, he's gonna be fine.
The Beskar, the exact terminology, if you look it up on Wikipedia or anything else, is that it can take glancing blows by a lightsaber, not direct. Second, it can take blaster fire, but it only deflects it, and it is not a consistent deflector. It will break down if it keeps getting hit. He's been hit time and time again. And what's funny is every episode so far, it's like he comes back and it's pretty
shiny.
It's like
shiny.
Well, wait a minute. I understand. I mean, because if you look at Boba Fett,
that's what Baby Yoda's job is, man. Is to keep his
polishes that little knob too.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, I was talking about the little one that he unscrewed. What are you sick bastards?
Sure.
He polishes the Mandalorian.
Bill Burr made a comment. I mean, he made it, like family fun, but he's like, "What? You get lonely up here, big guy?"
Yeah, I know.
Like, family fun.
Okay, let's go on. Scott, go ahead and tell us.
Well, all right. So I hate, yes, I come here and I complain about these things. This is one of my favorite episodes for the simple fact of some of the way they shot it. But again, it doesn't feel like it's populated enough. You don't get enough. We get just a vague idea of why we don't even know why he stopped there. Like, does he need money? Does he need the ship repaired? Does he need, just to see old friends? Does he need food? We don't know because he just takes another job. So guess he needs money. Again, Bill Burr, he's one of those actors that I was waiting for him to be on this show because he's not a Star Wars fan, but he was Bill Burr playing Bill Burr as a sharpshooter. Took me out a little bit, but I got past that. Couple of things we already touched on, no one gets killed. There's no stakes. And that's really what gets me. I never once feel like Baby Yoda or him are ever in peril. When again, like Comix said, when they pushed him into the cell, I was like, oh my God, he's going to get locked in here. They're going to take off. They got Baby Yoda. Now he's going to have to chase after them. Yep. Here's the interwoven thing, at least for a couple episodes, but that didn't happen. Some of the overacting, that last part, they come and they just, no questions asked, or start shooting. And yes, that was supposed to be on the transport, but wouldn't you wonder why it wasn't on the transport? And why would you only send 3 X-Wings? If this is like a maximum security with high potential prisoners and high value, why wouldn't you be protecting that more? I just feel like the world is too small. The galaxy is too small, and they need to fill it a little bit more.
Well, I think that goes back to the problem we talked about way on, like at the beginning, where this is TV, and we knew those were things that were going to be a problem with TV.
I disagree,
15 mil an episode, man.
I disagree.
15
I know.
mil
what are
an
they
episode?
Yeah, but what are they putting it into? They're obviously not putting it into extras. How much does an extra? I'm not trying to say that they can't do it. It's
right.
Just the fact that TV does not lend itself to this very well, and it's one of those things that
I disagree. I mean, a lot of shows have. You could still make it feel full. I mean, so you're putting the money in CGI. Just
Yeah,
Make more ships around it.
Most extras don't get paid. If they do, it's probably like $50. I mean, they put
Right.
out a casting call
I
for
would take
extras.
a sandwich.
Yeah,
yeah, me too.
But
But
a lot of people do it for acting credit.
Alicia said that it was too big of a ship for that limited of prisoners.
Yes, and I said that they didn't show us. I don't think it was a limited amount of prisoners. They just didn't show us the rest of the prisoners.
Unless you show us the prisoners, we have to assume.
I know, but the best thing they could have done, and they didn't do it. And again, this is one of those things. What could they have done? And we've talked about this every week. We have said this is what they should have done. And I'm on board with what you guys say. What they should have done is as soon as he started hitting the buttons to make the blaster doors come down and stuff like that, it should have also put the whole place in red alert, which it did, and open up all the cells. And that would have been one other way to protect.
I thought he was going to do that. I thought he was too.
And then that was your perfect opportunity to have 100 people or more just running around with their heads cut off, breaking, droids, making mass hysteria. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you guys. It takes nothing to do this. This is one of those things I thought as soon as I heard episodic, I'm like, they're not going to get this right because they don't. Star Wars is not episodic, so they're going to forget this stuff. They're going to focus so much on trying to give us Star Wars without understanding that you still have to give us everything else. So when
I just got one more thing too.
From about the second episode in, it very much reminded me of something like Hercules' Legendary Journeys in Space.
Perfect.
And then last night, this week's episode reminded me of another Kevin Sorbo film or TV show, Andromeda, a really bad version episode of Andromeda.
Yeah,
which was the leftovers from drawing a blank, the guy who created Gene Roddenberry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of a very poorly executed episode of Andromeda.
Okay. Well, I agree with you that
I loved Andromeda.
Yeah. Well, what I feel like if it wasn't 15 mil, between 12 and 15 mil an episode, I would agree that it is what it is. But when you have a show like Game of Thrones that's spending about the same, yes, they're putting so much effort into the dragons that they don't even have dire wolves, those son of a bitches. At least you can make the world feel big and feel real. It doesn't feel like I feel like I'm watching them on a set in this last episode. Another thing that really bothers me is who is the Mandalorian? And I'm not saying his history. Mm-hmm. In the very first episode, a guy bumped into him maybe, and he cut him in half with a door. Since then, he will not why didn't he kill? You're the Mandalorian, man. You're supposed to be a bounty hunter. You're supposed to be feared. Why would you let them? Too. Yeah, a badass too. Do not let them live.
By cutting that guy in half, they set a precedence.
They did, and they haven't followed through. They have not followed through, and that is I think that is my biggest pet peeve with this show.
The only thing
he's fluff.
He's killed 2 robots and 1 guy.
Oh, he'll kill the hell out of a droid.
Yeah, but that might be. I don't know if that has anything to do with his character or not.
No,
you're right. They put all 2 of these people at least died. I mean, or were hurt really bad. She was standing up perfectly fine. She got stabbed in the butt. She should have this big.
Did she?
No.
That's the question. Did she?
She did because you saw it in her face. I mean, I could go and pull up the.
All it looked like to me was that Clancy Brown's character Berg broke his horns. Bill Berg might have got bumped on the head, and she was perturbed.
Yep.
She was.
I don't know. Yeah. It makes no sense why you would leave him alive, floating out in the middle of space.
Because it's Disney, man. If this was still George Lucas Star Wars, things would probably be a little bit different. But you have to look. You have to look at the formula that they've even done with Marvel. There are no stakes. Even though people died in Endgame, they introduced time travel, so nobody's.
It could all be fixed.
Yes, but that's I understand that, and that's that's fine and dandy. I guess that's right. That's Disney.
Everybody comes back in a comic.
That's annoying.
Not heard of.
Those movies are based on comics.
Or a prequel.
There you go.
Be dead, and you get a prequel that you deserved 8 years ago.
Well, that's fine.
See,
That's just how it is.
apparently, I liked everything that you guys disliked.
Well,
Just
Shell,
about.
and that's awesome. I like actually like being on here to hear your view of it, man, because I really do enjoy that you love it so much.
Yeah.
And I like to see it the way you see it. So this is like one of my favorite parts, listening to why you like it.
And Shell, by the way, since we're in December and I'm wearing a Santa hat, I want to see Christmas through your eyes.
Glorious.
The innocence of a child.
So is that all? Is that what you had to say, Scott?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'll jump in. You know me.
I know. I just wondered, and then we'll
Thank
go
you. I appreciate that.
And here you go. This is
Terrence is in the chat.
Hey Terrence, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Good to see you. So Shellback, go ahead and tell me exactly what you thought of this. You gave it a thumbs up. You're all for that, and you like it for everything that we don't like it for. So tell us what.
Well, I mean, all right, like first of all, I almost feel like most people that are in like Spork and comics and Shaun, whatever category. I mean, I'm not telling people to have low expectations, but I kind of think that certain people have too high of expectations. Like they're expecting this show to be like a movie each and every time.
Well, Shell. I mean,
And
I agree
that
with what you're saying, but I mean, we're coming off of a movie franchise that has been a saga. So for 40 years we're used to the saga, and so I think it's a big learning curve to try to get used to the episodic approach.
And I want to get to that here in a little bit.
But I mean,
they also, and real quick,
there's been
Shell.
shows on before.
Well,
Yeah,
sure,
but they also made it. They made it like I'm sorry, Shaun. They made it like very obvious in interviews and from trailers and from talking about this, like how this was the next big thing. This wasn't just going to be your right. Yeah. It was going to be gritty. I know, Shell, you said one place they said it's something else, but I remember hearing over and over again a gritty look after, the Empire was fallen, and it was going to be 15 million episode, and it was going to be like a movie,
It billed to us as the handshake between episode 6 and episode 7. It was going to fill a lot of the holes that we have, and we have yet to fill any of those holes. And we're still wondering, is this Yoda character, is this baby Yoda character, and the Empire Remnant, is that where it's at? What is it? We don't have any of those answers. All we're doing
does baby Yoda become a Snoke? I mean, who knows? But the one thing I will say is that if the missteps that they're having with the Mandalorian, and I'm not insulting the Mandalorian, I think it's probably the best thing we've gotten from Disney regarding Star Wars so far.
Well, yeah, real quick. Let me say this. It's the best thing because we're actually talking like Star Wars people used to talk.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. We're not talking about any politics. We're talking about the content of the episodes.
But if they can learn from their mistakes that they've made with the Mandalorian and really knock it out of the park with Kenobi, then it will all be worth it for me.
Kenobi needs to be a freaking movie still.
Well, thank God we have. I really have faith, even though it was one episode. And we're gonna see one more from Deborah Chow. We'll see how she pulls it off. But I really hope this next episode she does. I don't know if it's the next one or the final. I think it's the next one. I really pray she does a great job. So because she's doing Kenobi.
In my opinion,
she's doing Kenobi.
Her episodes have been the best so far, which has only been one. But
hold on,
that's episode 3.
Let's let Shell finish. We're trying to get all of us up here saying what we got to say, and then we'll go back and we'll throw all the other filler stuff in. Shell,
your way.
So the population thing, like the space station, to me, there was plenty of people around. The prison ship, I mean, there was one human, keeping an eye on things. He, probably making sure that it didn't get off course or whatever. But like the droids, it's a max security place. You can't really bribe a droid to let you out of a cell. So, that's, to me, that's like one of the reasons, to have like, bare minimum. See what I did there? Humans on board. And like, Miss Overactor, I liked Miss Overactor, because, she was like a bit of a psycho bitch. And to me, that played right into it.
Is that what you're looking for?
And
Kim, psycho bitch?
as far as, like Clancy Brown, like he gets hit with the, the door from the top, first, which you're like, oh shit, they're going to show like his head rolling. And then he comes back up like, haha, and I actually kind of like that. And then,
Actually, I have no complaints about that. I
closes
thought that
the
was
other
pretty cool.
door. He closed the other door. And so, I mean, obviously he was standing, just far enough away or whatever. And, it clipped his horns. Okay. Yeah, fine. And I mean, it might have like, temporarily, rung his bell enough for, the Mandalorian to like incapacitate him. But like, he didn't kill him, right? But they didn't kill him either. So maybe, his sense of honor was like, okay, they didn't, all they did was like push me in the cell. They didn't try and freaking, butcher me while they did it.
This
So,
time,
but I mean, the thing I like about that though is like, somebody doing something, like a criminal doing something to like a member of my family. Right? Wait, what? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I coming through?
Yeah, you cut out earlier, but you're fine now.
You're good.
All right.
Oh, we had an opportunity to
like
joke with them.
Say some criminal did something to one of the members of my family. Like for like a quick minute, I might want to kill him, but the actual more vindictive side of me would want them to spend the rest of their life in prison, taking it up the ass from some big dude named Bubba, Yeah, and
that's something in the Star Wars
so
universe. That could not be a part of
that. That's I mean, other than the sodomy or lack thereof, the them being confined on a ship, like slow boat to China style. I liked it, because to me that's a little bit more punishment than him, snuffing them out real quick.
I hear you.
And the X-Wings, kind of opening up fire. I mean, I didn't really see why they like kind of shot at like the bottom of the space station, but they did see the gunship, launching or getting ready to launch. So that made sense. That made sense with them, shooting up the hangar bay.
Why didn't
I don't know. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like, I mean, everybody recognized Dave Filoni, right, as one of the X-Wing pilots. the director of the episode, however you say his last name, he was the black guy in X-Wing.
Yeah,
And
I can't say his last name. I know his first name's Ryan.
And
Shell.
yeah, and Miss Deborah Chow was the third.
Yeah.
That was the lady.
Shell, let me ask you this. Why didn't they shoot at the Mandalorian? They just went right around to it. We know where this
I was wondering that too.
We know where this ship came from. It's not like listen, if you're after the beacon and you're just going to destroy anything that has to do with that beacon, that damn ship came out of that damn hangar. I'm blowing it up. That's what I didn't understand. I'm sitting there going, what? They're just going to, oh, wait, sorry, we'll get out of your way. Go ahead. Bye. See ya.
Well, he was kind of close to him.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything.
So,
but if you
listen,
he was pretty much on top of them when they came out of hyperspace.
So it doesn't matter. They know that he's just floating around there, just around this generic hangar for no reason. Oh, look, there's another. Here's the thing. Two of them could have gone after the hangar. One of them could have gone after him. There's a lot of places where they mess up the things they should have done.
They could have at least acknowledged the ship too. Hey, what's that? What's going on? I mean, they didn't even do
identify yourself. You're in a targeted area.
Yeah.
Well, the beacon was pulled. I mean, you're coming out hot, most likely, if that beacon was already triggered.
Yeah.
So anything around that, you're not going to just fly by it and like not see it. At least they should have commented on it. Yeah.
They should have been like, holy crap, what's that? Let's maybe
go subdue that ship. You know,
exactly.
We need to question what's going on.
Let's
hangar. Two go for the hangar. One turns around and goes after the ship.
There you go. But I mean, we're speaking logically, and you know, I think Disney is trying to improve, but Disney is still like a million miles away
in charge of it. And here's my thought process. I think we give them the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And
like 2 episodes.
I think we've given them 6 episodes, man.
I think we give them the rest of the season, and then they start listening to the feedback of people who are pulling this stuff out.
Well, it's sad that it's only 8 episodes too.
Maybe they'll make more, but if they make it more, they got to come up with
they're already shooting season 2 from what I understand.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah.
Shell,
yeah. Ryan Johnson threw that out there.
Yeah, God, yeah. Okay, Shell, do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quit drinking your haterade, you haters.
Can I just say a quick?
You toxic man babies.
Well, when the gal was talking about Mando and their relations, I got the distinct image of Mando not wearing no clothes and having his helmet still on, doing the dirty.
Yeah, I mean,
I did too.
That's like, it's like, man, I can't get that out of my mind. It's been there since I watched it the first time. Watched it again, and I'm just like, okay. Mando didn't take his helmet on while I did the dirty.
He was wearing both of his helmets.
It's like Batman leaving his cowl on while having sex with Catwoman.
Yeah.
You know it does.
Yeah.
I would.
Hey, did anybody see the recent picture of the original Catwoman floating around?
Which one?
My God, she was a beautiful woman.
Julie Newmar.
Earthy Kit. Which one?
The original.
Julie was first.
She was wearing tight
and then Eartha.
Like rubber.
You know, the women they had for Catwoman was All right, Shell, have you made your points? Do you feel like a turtle in the world all alone?
A little bit, but I'll be all right.
But you got a lightsaber, so I mean you're protected.
I mean, I'm nestled. I'm nestled securely within Shaun's crotch, so I'm good.
You're the only turtle in the world for me.
You're awesome. Better looking than Baby Yoda, bro. I hate that thing. Can I say my favorite part was when it fell? Oh, I laughed so hard. I hope I was hoping it broke like a
hell for that one.
I just dropped some air supply and Chris didn't even cringe.
Yeah. I was cringing inside. It hurt. It hurt.
I have been noticing subscribers have been complaining about YouTubers hating on Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Just food for
what?
thought.
If you're going to kick me off of YouTube for that, go right ahead, because then I'm done. See me at bit shoot after Comix teaches me how.
You're a cold, heartless bastard because you don't like Baby Yoda.
Bear, go for it.
Well, that scene where where the robot got his head blown off. They should have done something like that.
Before you get started too much, sorry. The one last, because it just popped into my head. I think they're doing both like the, episodic or like standalone kind of whatever I'm trying to say each episode, but they're doing the long, they're doing the long game too at the same time.
And I a lot of people have been saying that, Shell, and I could agree that maybe they are. I just don't think they're doing a very good job at it. Like, there's nothing since episode 3 that interwove through any of the other episodes, not even like a last second thing, not a little thing here or there. If they pull it off the last 2 episodes, man, I will come on here and be like, Shell, you were right.
But I mean, I feel like his life on the run now, though. This is his life
and I get
on the
that.
run. So
I get that, but it feels like a separate thing every time.
Yeah,
Comic Chat does make a really good point.
Yeah,
Jon Favreau, super busy coming off of other projects and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to give him respect, man. Jon Favreau is as responsible for the MCU as Kevin Feige is.
Oh,
yes. Heck yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think that's a good point.
Pardon the interruption, Bear.
You interrupted me? Really? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
All right, Bear, you got anything?
Point of personal
The
privilege.
guy belong here that he's been in a whole bunch of different stuff. He's played a notorious bad guy in a bunch of different TV shows and movies. I mean,
you're talking the first guy,
the first guy, the beginning, the guy with the gnarly beard with the pepper spray.
His name is Mark Boone Jr.
Yeah, that guy.
Hey, no cheater notes. I thought we were doing this without notes. No,
I just have my notes from my video.
He was Elvis on.
No,
His most famous was Elvis on Sons of Anarchy.
Yes,
exactly.
Hey, do we need to get a muzzle for the turtle?
Yeah, I know. You know what? I got to tell you, Bear. I interrupt you all the time in our live streams, and I am not.
Hey, we interrupt each other, but we do it in stride and we make a joke out of it. And so
there we go. Now, Shellback.
comment. Chris, highlight.
Yeah, the guy in the beginning, I like that scene. I also like the very end scene where what kind of ship was that they popped up that they're going to use to destroy the Razor Crest with? What was that? That was sharp looking.
What was it? What now?
The fighter ship that popped up in the hangar bay when the Razor Crest left.
That was like, I don't know. That's like a mix between the old, God, I have to remember the name of the damn.
I didn't even realize it was a ship at first. I thought it was going to be just like a gun turret.
In the
I thought it was a gun turret too, but I got a better look at it.
The Phantom Menace, Naboo. It looked like a Naboo fighter that had been outfitted with more guns. It looked like something that maybe
makes sense because didn't they reference Gungans?
They did.
Yes,
they did. And that's another thing that bothered me. I'm glad you said that, Sean. He imitated Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
Like most Gungans, when you heard Gungans talk, they all had deeper voices. Jar Jar was the only one with that high-pitched voice. Mm-hmm. So he actually did Jar Jar, not like a Gungan. He did Jar Jar. Oh, it blew my freaking mind, man.
Yeah.
Like the leader of the Gungans,
one of the things I like, though.
deep,
he poked fun at that, and then he poked fun at he's like I wasn't a stormtrooper at wise ass.
I thought that part was funny, but
that was
good. That was good.
Yeah, it was funny, but at the same time, which everyone makes a joke out of. The stormtroopers really are supposed to be the elite of the elite, and it just sucks that it just sucks that they made them so incompetent over the years.
Yeah, they could never measure up to the clone troopers.
Yeah,
but even Obi-Wan says that in the very first, New Hope, they're only stormtroopers can be this precise.
Yes,
and now they're the joke because they can't hit anything. So I don't know.
So
Cantobite slot machine.
It looked like an okay. All right.
Sorry, Bear.
All that. I was just looking at what Shaun wrote in the backyard.
Yeah, and, you know the scene where the sorry, Chris. You know the scene where the Yoda scene with the droid when he got basically a head blown. You know, I thought they should have done something like that with a humanoid. Should have wrote something like that, shown the humanoid getting either because they show Mando incinerating people.
Yep.
So why didn't they show someone getting a hole incinerated through them? Because it's not bloody. It's
Right.
Well, in Star Wars, you can always say, okay, so the lack of blood in Star Wars is fine because lightsabers cauterize a wound instantly.
Right.
Blasters do the same thing. There's nothing that has to be overly violent about this. Seeing a hole in somebody is okay.
Yeah, but
And they
being
don't-
smashed by a door is the exception, though.
Oh, I love that
Yes.
scene. The thing came down. He's like, "Urgh."
Oh yeah, I love that
it's-
part too.
You know,
and I
what,
was reminded of the Gurgan.
you know what they could have done with that scene? They could have killed the character off and just splattered like blue goo over the camera lens and make it look like done. It doesn't show anything. It just shows that he's dead. They could have done that, but they didn't do it.
Blue goo would have been cool.
Some Pepto-Bismol, like
But
with
you know what?
Klingons.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect with Star Wars because before Disney bought it, Star Wars was for everyone, and then since Disney took over Star Wars, now everybody's under the impression that Star Wars is for children.
Well, no, they're still
It's
pushing for that. They're still pushing for that because the wrong people, Dave Filoni and John Favreau, do not think that. It's still somebody there saying, "Well, that's a little too much." Probably that's probably what's happening.
Come on, brah. It's for kids, brah.
Star Wars is for effing
And
kids.
you would not believe how many times I heard "bruh" when I was in California when I was 10.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, he's one of them douches.
Okay, Shaun.
I never said it because I didn't really like it, but I came back to Indiana speaking Valley talking, and yeah, there you go.
Like for sure.
Okay, Shaun.
Yeah, totally.
Quick, do you have any final thoughts before I kick you to the curb and bring Stig in?
No, well, my final thought is that Stig, I downloaded Diablo 1, so I'm ready for that massive multi online player with you.
I'll be doing that soon too. So
Yeah. And also, guys, you know, if you are new to me, check out my channel, Shaun Stackhouse Reacts. I do a lot of pop culture stuff, a lot of comic book stuff. I have a stream coming up at 7:30 with Comic Chat and Mad's Mama Bear. We're going to be talking about spoilers from the first 3 episodes of Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Shaun, real quick, you have 5 minutes. You have to continue to stay here because Stig's not quite ready yet.
Oh, Stig.
I just did my whole spiel. Okay, and then tomorrow, you know, Terrence isn't going to be able to be on the stream tonight. So tomorrow, Terrence and I are going to do a one-on-one stream and go really deep into spoilers on Crisis.
I just subbed Terrence myself.
Yeah, Terrence is a great dude.
He's got a great.
I've
stream.
watched his videos. I thought I was subbed already. Can I actually give a quick shout out? United Comics Universe. I've been one of my first people that subbed me. He's a great content creator. He does a lot of comic book stuff. Give him a sub, guys. Let's see him grow.
Guys, a lot of people in the chat that you guys are, you know, everybody here, the people in the chat, we're all part of this community in YouTube.
Yep.
Go and sub to these people because a lot of us talk off of these streams and stuff, and I'm glad to have all you guys are on our stream and in the chat. It's really great to see all you guys. Make sure you go and check everybody else out in the chat and on the panel. Sub to everybody. I mean, you know, you don't
Also, if you enjoy Chris and his channel, please subscribe to me by default because he is here because
no. I am not.
Oh, and by the way, chat, Shaun Stackhouse link is in the chat, so go over there and sub. Show some love.
But Chris is here because I finally convinced him to make time for it.
Well, he kicked my ass and got me going.
Yes.
Because I originally suggested that we both start one. He got tired of waiting on me, started his channel. You're welcome, Shaun. That's because of me.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Didn't this whole thing with me and you start as a conversation?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. No, this is that's how it all happened. And this is
Hell of a conversation, got to say.
Yeah, if you have very bad taste, subscribe to all of us.
Yeah.
If you have really good taste, subscribe to all of us, and even subscribe to Shellback because he's an awesome guy.
He is an awesome guy. And speaking of which, Shellback
Were you done? Were you done, Bear? Because I mean,
we've been talking over Bear.
Yeah.
I take it in stride, man.
I'm sorry. Okay. So, Shaun, I will kick you to the side. I will bring Stig in. And thank you, Shaun, for coming on. And make sure you go check out that stream at 7:30. We should be done with this by then. Jump over there, check his stream out, or come over and see Hanstar's channel with me DJing for Name That Tune. Either one. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Shaun, thank you very much, and talk to you later.
Later, Shaun.
Okay.
I'll probably pop
Give
out.
him a chance to say goodbye.
What's up, Stig?
He did that. He jumped out.
Oh, okay.
Bear, go ahead and finish your comments. I am so sorry we did that.
Oh,
Hello.
you're fine, man. You're fine.
No, we're not.
Oh,
Shell,
Stig, you were there?
go eat some
Yeah.
turtle.
Okay. I'm going to let you tell. Go ahead, Bear.
I think overall, I think the episode was good. I think they took some chances, but when I was talking about them rolling the dice, it's not really what I meant. They needed to roll the dice. They didn't. They rolled one dice.
Yeah.
A guy got smashed, a huge dude, and
lived. He lived.
yeah, that's. He got smashed by a door and he lived.
Not even injured.
No, and that's the thing. He's like, what?
No, he got clipped. His horns got clipped.
Yeah, held.
And he had a headache. Don't forget that. He had a headache.
Oh, a headache.
Well, because he got fire. He got fire face.
Yeah,
He's
didn't even singe his clothes.
Yeah.
I want to say that the Deveronians are actually immune to fire, which was the funny part. But
Yeah.
They're actually not.
they're not? Okay.
Not in the lore. They're just mountain people.
All right. Bear. So, anything else?
Episode, I probably give it a 6.
Okay.
6 out of 10.
Stig,
A 5.
5.
I thought it was as mediocre as you can get. There's nothing in it I haven't seen in any other sci-fi show, except that this one had a few Star Wars references.
Mhm.
That is true.
Yeah, it just felt like a filler from, I don't know, Stargate or whatever.
Great way of putting it.
No.
Mhm.
Even like that maybe that's what I meant, Stig. I'm glad you said that. Like that transport ship felt generic.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know they went to Tatooine and they've done another desert planet and a lava/desert planet and one, like I want to see something new and different. And if they have 15 mil an episode, I like to see something cool from the world that they go to. I'm glad they have a lot of different aliens, though. I have to say that they do show different aliens, unlike the sequel trilogy does.
yeah, that was a good thing. They had a Deveronian and a Twi'lek. That was
Stig,
good.
Did you get the feeling that the set they used for that ship was like repurposed from somewhere?
Yeah,
I think half
I
of
have
the
the same
show is
feeling.
repurposed. I think a lot of things are repurposed in this. Like that, like I said, the Naboo fighter. That was a Naboo fighter. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. To me, it looked more like General Grievous's fighter.
I don't know.
Ooh,
It was kind of similar a little bit, but they didn't really show too much of it to us.
did you guys catch the Jedi Knight 2 references?
Mm-hmm. No.
I may have.
They
No, I missed
referenced a planet that's available in the demo for Jedi Knight 2.
Really?
what was the
It
planet?
began with A and it was a 3.
No.
A something and then 3.
I know
was
they
cool,
referenced.
but then
Jedi.
Oh yeah, the Twi'lek chick.
Yeah,
The Twi'lek chick said that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The cosplayer lady who couldn't act.
Yes.
Twi'lek,
So
Twi'lek,
true.
whatever.
She can act. She just overacts.
Yeah. So Stig, give us a rundown about
I liked it though.
what didn't you like, what was wrong, what was right, just give us a rundown.
Wasn't too much wrong with it. It was just boring, just generic.
Mhm.
It was like, filler episode 101. But I guess the rebel pilots should be glad that they didn't put that beacon on Coruscant, or they would have attacked the city. I don't think there was much thinking going on from those
No,
pilots.
Yeah,
That's
I could see that.
There wasn't much
Yeah.
thinking in the writer's room either.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
this
that's
ship has weapons. We have to shoot at it. You know?
and
that was
everybody's
it.
saying, "Oh, the gunship came up." That was why. Come on, they just started firing, man.
Gunship. The Mandalorian flew straight past them.
Straight past them.
But Bill Burr was great. I'm hoping he shows up later.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah.
Although he should have worked on his accent.
Exactly. He
agree.
just sounded
I
like
agree.
Bill Burr being Bill Burr, but I love look, I love Bill Burr. He is a great comedian. He is against the whole agenda politics. So I'm with him on everything, but it sounded like a guy from Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Still, his acting was good.
Yes. His accent, I'll give his accent a pass because overall he was funny and it was interesting.
It helped the whole thing.
Twilight Lady I had a lot of problems with. He was
Mhm.
tossing those daggers, and you could tell they were CGI because they
Oh,
weren't in the
yeah.
belt. Or she was grabbing for it from the same spot every time.
And also, when she was balancing on her finger, that looked fake as hell.
Yeah, maybe I didn't notice that, but I mean,
gonna
can you
have to
throw a
watch it again.
dagger through a metal robot though? That's a steel dagger through a metal robot, just by
Look-
tossing it like a frisbee. That's
Now, Stig, you're the EU guy. Don't that species have a certain type of metal from their planet? Aren't they known for their knives?
not sure. I know the Nagai race had knives. They were like vampire-ish, white skin, black hair. They were known for knives. I'm not sure about the Twi'leks, but
I'll have to look into that.
they
I always thought the Twi'leks were known for their hot slave girls, and that was really
They
good.
definitely. for that.
yeah, absolutely, and they're ugly males.
Yes,
Did
they're ugly
anybody-
males.
Has anybody ever seen a purple Twi'lek before?
There has been.
Yeah, you just
So
flush
That,
them
that
out.
is one of the colors.
What's it?
Yeah, if you flush them out into space, they turn purple.
But they've normally been like a greenish blue and a beige color and pink?
Yeah, there's a wide variety of colors. Purple is actually one of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen one in a while.
I think they can be
There-
yellow skinned as well.
There's like tan, there's like regular tan, green, red, purple, blue.
Okay, Steve, what else did you see?
Reference to Canto Bite.
Ugh.
God, yeah. I don't.
That ruined a lot for me because that shitto.
I understand the purpose of it because Favreau and Filoni are probably both,
But they took a jab at it.
but they're just trying to tie stuff from what's going on now.
They're being forced to.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it's forced to, or they just kind of feel like, well, if we're ever going to fix the crap hole that we're in now, we have to find some way to tie these two together, and then we can move forward from there. Because if we can at least try to tie this universe back together from its complete and separate divide that it is in, at least,
Problem is they try to tie it to the shithole itself.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Yeah, it's true. I understand that.
But, you know,
Go ahead.
a 5 out of 10 for me. It's mediocre. It wasn't horrible.
Mhm.
It had some good bits, some bad bits, but it just felt generic.
All right. It's true. I mean, I understand completely what it is. I have more of an issue with the fact that they're still not moving forward. I mean, I felt like we got a little bit of extra about the Mandalorian. This episode was more about the Mandalorian than it was Baby Yoda. That was a plus to it. I like the feel of the episode. It just doesn't really, again, add to whatever we're working towards, which we don't know, and that's a big problem. I'm going to do what I did last week or a couple weeks ago with Stig. I asked him to give us some stuff he had about the episode because I like to do that to our panelists. I like to have their opinion. So Mike's not on today. He gave up his spot for Shaun. I appreciate that of him. That's really good of him. But I did ask him what he thought about the episode, so I want to read what he wrote me. He said, I'm liking the guest appearances. I do find many issues with television devices starting to be used. I think this is what I was talking about, Dave and John not having enough room to move their legs. I think it's going to be a little flat for the end of the season, but if we get lots more Deborah Chow shooting episodes in her style, we'll be on a good track too. I think that Star Wars belongs on the big screen, but for what we have on offer here, it's entertaining so far. It has wide appeal to generations of fans, and the SJWs hate it. So what's not loved? Laugh out loud. So that's what he thought. And again, much of the same thing. It's these plot devices are TV plot devices. They are not movie plot devices. Again, I'm in agreement with all of you guys. Where are the stakes? What's wrong with Disney taking a chance and leaving the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda separate? That makes you want to see what happens. Yes, there are the people like Scott who absolutely hate Baby Yoda. Fine. He'll be elated that maybe he's going to die. But then those people are like, well, but the Mandalorian has to save Baby Yoda. So you're still going to have somebody wanting to see that next episode. What happened to Baby Yoda? Or does he get Baby Yoda back? It's something moving along. And here's the thing. That perfectly lines up for a 3-parter finale. Baby Yoda gets taken away from him. They're going to the guild or wherever to take him back, and he's stuck on this ship, and that's how you end this episode. And it's literally a cliffhanger, but you know they're going to have to show you what's going to happen.
And there's a hair of stakes, man. There's a little bit of a stake going on.
Well, and they could have also ended the episode with a bunch of X-Wings jumping in to surround the prison ship, too, along with like a gunship or something to board it.
Exactly. And then like the next episode.
Like George told Harrison, right? When Harrison wanted to be killed off way back when in the 80s, right? And George told Harrison, he's like, nobody's going to want to buy a dead Han Solo action figure. So nobody's going to want to buy a dead Baby Yoda figure. Well, except for maybe Scott.
No, but
and me.
The point is you have to have stakes.
You have to have
stakes. Do exactly what you said. You end it. He's on there. They jump into hyperspace in his ship. And then the next thing you see is so set it up. You see him locked up. They jump to the Razor Crest. The Razor Crest makes the jump to light speed. And then the next thing you know, the X-Wings come out of light speed. Boom, here we are. And now what do you have? Goes, boom, cuts off the episode. Now you have to start the next episode where you see them boarding the thing. And then he fights. Then he does something. Maybe that's when he gets everybody out of the cells to create mass hysteria, and he finds a way onto one of the X-Wings. Use the X-Wing to go and try to chase after him. At least it moves us to something else from what we're doing.
Shell just stated what I dislike most about Star Wars is that they are probably too worried now that they know they got a gold mine in Baby Yoda. They're too worried about selling the toy than doing something that could be dramatic. And they're not going to kill Baby Yoda. No one thinks that.
No.
I wish they would. And I'm still confused on what Baby Yoda represents and what it's going to be. And I think that's what our long game woven thing must be. You know, Baby Yoda presents one thing that really irked me about this episode was Baby Yoda presents itself in front of Zero, the droid, but then has the sense to hide from him. So, like, are you dumb? Are you a baby? Do you know things? Like, why even present yourself if you're going to realize you shouldn't be seen by him and go hide? You know, it's aggravating.
I don't think it's a baby.
That thing. I hope
that's what I like. That's what I like.
It's a baby because he cried like a toddler. In the previous episode.
We see in this episode, I almost bet you that we saw in this episode, we actually got a glimpse that this is not a baby. This thing has some intelligence about it because it was drawing that droid to it. Now, once it got to the place where it was stuck in the corner and it wanted to do its force thing.
That was the funniest part. The funniest thing Yoda Baby has done yet.
Yeah, that was pretty
I actually laughed at that part, man.
He just looked
Yeah.
at his hand.
Yeah, Shellback. I was with you on that. I actually laughed out loud. I was like, okay, it got me once. Now I want to kill it again, but it was funny.
The quote unquote TV thing, though, that's one of the things I like about it, though. I love having Star Wars on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I
mean,
get
to
that,
me,
but
that's
there
one
are
of the
better ways
appealing
they could have
things.
done it, though.
I don't mind it, but what in the world are we doing here? We okay, you're gonna watch episode after episode with absolutely no stakes, no beginning, no ending. It makes no sense. The one thing I'm absolutely hating about The Mandalorian is we get thrown into these instantaneous starts where, like this one, he just shows up at the space dock. We have no reason why. They talk about when he gets on there. He talks about, "Oh, I was surprised you reached out to me." Did he?
Yeah.
Do we know this? What the hell? No, because they should.
No, at the end though, and it's one of the best lines too. At the end, when he freaking he takes the ball off the stick, right? You know, to hand to Baby Yoda, right?
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. That's great. He's referencing that he did it. We know he did it. But why not? This is one thing they could really fix really quick. And they could, and maybe they'll do it next season, is at the end of the episode, the last episode, they could have shown him going onto the hitting his little hologram or message receiver thing and putting out a call to the guy. The guy comes up, "Hey, I need some help. I need to stop by." And then it cut. They
Not even that, You're right on that though, Chris. They could do something, and they could use Baby Yoda as that. Baby Yoda doesn't have to respond, but he could use it like he's talking to Baby Yoda, but really what he's doing is talking to the audience and give us a little information. One other thing that I forgot that I hated about this episode is that, that he didn't delete that message from Apollo Creed. Come on, Zero had to find that one message that like he could put it together to know Baby Yoda was worth something. But yet then again, Zero doesn't tell us what he's going to do to Baby Yoda. So is he killing it? Is he trapping it? Is he just looking for it?
Yeah, it's just
Well, he had trouble.
They haven't
pulling
done
that
any.
message up.
They haven't done any story stuff so far. It's
Well, that's
just
what I'm saying.
filler after filler. We don't know anything about Baby Yoda or why the hell should the Mandalorian even protect him, right?
We are in the same place we
He just
were.
showed up.
Like I said, the show's a sitcom.
Yeah.
It ends exactly where it begins.
We are
Nothing
in the same
changes.
spot as we were in episode 2. We have gone further than episode 2.
Yeah.
They need to stop doing the 3-step cha-cha.
Yeah.
And 2-step back.
Well,
because that's what it seems like they do. They do 3 steps forward and they take 2 steps back.
But I will tell you right now, though, again, tying each episode together. Do like in the one where he goes to not Tatooine, but he goes to the place with no settlements and he goes helps the farmers. If he had looked for that planet and that place before in the episode before, you could tie it to the next episode, and at least then you have some forward movement that we know he's trying to move somewhere. He's trying to get away or do something. At least that is something. Right now, exactly. It's a start here, end here. And then the next one, it's start here, end here. It's not changing. But if you tied each of these episodes together by starting the next episode at the end of the episode before it, you might actually feel like it's at least trying to go forward. At least. I'm not saying it is because we're still in the same spot. Baby Yoda, Mando, alone, trying to find a place to hide, I guess. I mean, we don't know.
We don't know. And how many episodes is it going to take him to realize he can't just leave Baby Yoda behind because something's going to happen?
Yeah, they keep on doing this. It's like it's almost like
every time, man.
Yeah, and it's
time.
ridiculous too. It shows that Baby Yoda really does kind of get in the way.
Yep.
And that's either start showing us Baby Yoda has more to offer to this. I mean, that's what I keep waiting for. Is show us what the hell Baby Yoda has to offer to this, and maybe we'll be a little more like, oh.
And Rev Kev read my mind. I was hoping that in that moment when Baby Yoda was going to do the Force, I was hoping, yes, that was a funny part, but I was hoping like we would see that he wasn't like such childlike and he crushed the droid and then went back to pretending like it was a child.
Yeah,
like
the thing is, if you
something.
did that, we get this.
That's probably what he was trying to do. But
Oh no, he was. I mean, but if he actually was able just to do it, and then the Mandalorian comes on, and he pretends like nothing, like he doesn't know what's going on.
I don't know what happened here. It was a coincidence.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Give us these hints that okay, what's going on with Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
He's not.
I think that's what it is. We're not getting enough. We're not getting enough background on the Mandalorian. We're not even getting like nuggets. We're just getting we did jobs in the past.
Yeah.
Well, what type of job? Like just a little something. And Shell, I'm with. I hope this works
practice. He did it for the target practice.
out. Yeah.
You
there
know,
go.
so
all
far
I know is we're gonna. Sorry, go ahead, Stig.
so far every episode has felt like one of those quick side missions you get in RPGs.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's so someone cooked up in a
Like, why did I have to
wrote
do
on the fly or something.
Maybe that's why I like it, because I'm an RPG player. So
Yeah, but the only reason why they do that is so the only way they can trick you into doing those side missions is offer you something that's a nugget. Like, like on Zelda, you can get the Master Sword if you go do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get.
He got his armor way too quick too.
Well, that's the thing. In all of this, and my God, if he had, here's the thing, all of the cutaways that they're doing with Baby Yoda by himself in this episode, they had the perfect opportunity to say, look, nobody would have known. He could have played it off. And that is exactly right, Scott.
Yeah.
Could have done the quick crush, boom. And then two things are served. One, he is even more powerful than he showed the Mandalorian, because the Mandalorian saw it happen and then saw him affected where he fell asleep for whatever amount of time afterwards. This time he could have done something like that, crushed the robot, and been perfectly fine. We could have been like, okay, was that originally just a show? So the Mandalorian didn't think this is just a normal thing, or what? It could have added more questions, but shown us more. Again, they keep missing out on these opportunities to give us some sort of an idea of something being different from episode to episode.
The show is lazy.
It is.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Lazy writing. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Or as Comix said, it's rushed writing. They just rushed a story out.
Yeah. And
it could have
people
been
are just swallowing it because it's not as bad as The Last Jedi.
I understand.
they're looking out for our health. Okay, they're looking out for our health, because
Like turning us into vegetables.
if they would have come out with like this super epic freaking give you an instant boner freaking show like some of you are wanting, okay, we'd all be laying on the floor dead of a heart attack. So you should be thanking these people
for easing
for
us
this
into it.
mediocrity, okay? Because
Half glass full shell.
Saving our lives here, people.
Well, it
Shell
feels
half
like
full.
shagging a mannequin.
All I have to say, Shell, is go watch The Expanse and then tell me how you feel about The Mandalorian afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're going to wrap this up here because I got to jump over to another stream.
I'd still like it.
But I think that all of us, except for the guy down in the bottom corner, not Steve, not going to name names, Shell, but anyways, I think we're all on a pretty good level with this. And Shell, honest to God, what this comes down to is this is not people hating on this show. This is people just seeing that there's so much more potential in this show. This is exactly what this is.
No, I mean, yeah, of course it could be more badass, but I'm not hating on it for what it is.
I'm not even talking about badass. I'm just talking about the story. There's so much more opportunity in this to give us something to move forward. And 8 episodes. If episode 8 hits and it does give us somewhat of a decent conclusion, all we can hope for is that within the next set here, they're going to be taking some of the stuff they're hearing on the internet and trying to kind of hone in on trying to clean this up for season 2, which they're already shooting. And, again, this is in the right hands. Filoni and Favreau are going to be the ones you want to have this. It's just, I think maybe the big thing that they need to be looking at is finding people who can write the parts better. We talked about Chow. We got to find more of these people. And I understand, I think this is the reverse of what we got with like X-Files. X-Files, we had 5 really good seasons up front, and then they started going to the gimmicks and stuff in season 6, 7, 8, because people didn't want to, different actors didn't want to be in it anymore. They were at a loss for things, so the writers weren't there, or the writers were tired of writing that and they wanted to move on to something else. They need to find the correct writers for this show that will help move it forward.
Stop letting Baby Yoda write the episodes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I agree with the fact that this is a marketing ploy. They realize, oh, look, we got this gold mine. Fine, you got a gold mine. That doesn't mean you can't put the damn thing in peril. Just don't kill it. Fine, we understand that. But it's okay to put your main characters in peril, because if you did it, we may actually question if they're going to live. But
right, and it does, like you said, over an episode. Let's everything doesn't have to be neatly tied up by the end of every episode.
This isn't a sitcom, which again, back to comics point, it comes across like a sitcom, because whatever started this episode has to be finished at the end of this episode, because we can't have a person with AIDS on a sitcom not end up being okay at the end. Or not.
It's like Bonanza.
Exactly. It's the lone gunman. It's the Bonanza. It's the Western. It's all this stuff that it wasn't sold to us as.
Bonanza was awesome.
Yeah, they actually said that this show would have nothing to do with the Force or the Jedi as well.
But, and that bothers me, man.
And they have Baby Yoda using the Force right off.
Going to have something else in this. I heard the lightsaber in it. It's going to have something.
I did too.
It's going to have something.
Yeah. No, but I don't have an issue with them not having the Jedi in it. That's fine. It's a big universe.
There's only one Jedi right now, anyways.
What's that?
There's only one Jedi we absolutely know is out there right now. Anyway.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, that's a hobo.
But for the most part, I mean, the galaxy is big, and,
we don't know who it is.
Not everybody met the Jedi. I mentioned this before. The Jedi were few and far between. You could go your entire life living in the Star Wars universe without meeting a Jedi.
Yep.
So them separating it, I'm totally fine with. But if you're gonna have shades of gray, and it was supposed to be about shades of gray and be gritty, make the main character shades of gray. Make him not so good all the time. That's the problem. Is they started this show off with him having a heart of gold instantly.
How many of us thought he was going to be like that?
Can I make a prediction?
I didn't.
Since we've heard a lightsaber sound, right?
Yeah.
And Filoni is involved with this.
Yep.
I think Ahsoka is going to make an appearance.
Ooh. Oh. Wow.
Because he puts her into everything.
Yeah. I would like
that would be cool. I would do that.
I'd be cool with that.
I mean, they said they wouldn't have Jedi, but she's not.
I don't think that was I don't think that was a lightsaber's sound.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely was.
It was. There's no way that was not a lightsaber sound. Okay, guys. Great discussion again. Let's go around the board. Start with let's go backwards this time. Stig, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, what you're about, and all good stuff.
They can find me in Norway.
No.
Are
you providing
on YouTube? I have a tiny channel with a few videos, mostly just goofy stuff.
He has ducks.
Yeah, there's a duck video. Other than that, I'm usually on Mary's channel, Mary Mayhem, for shenanigans and stuff. And sometimes I'm here.
Yes.
Or over there. I just pop up randomly.
He's here, there.
When can you miss me?
Here, there, and everywhere. And an occasional hello there.
Guys, everybody that's in the panel tonight, including Shaun and other people who have been in the panel, all their information is down in the description, just so you guys know that. You can check out everything down there. Bear, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, what you're about, and all of that good stuff.
You can find me at Bear Nerd Fun, 3 bears. And you can find us on Wednesday and Saturday on author Stephen Walton's channel for The Fourth Wave. Indeed. And the late edition Fourth Wave, occasionally on my channel. And we're going to probably do that on Final's channel and Sporking's channel eventually.
Awesome.
Share their love. Share it around.
Indeed.
And there is on CJH channel, there is almost 6-hour live stream that's just off the hook. You guys got to go check that out.
Yeah, you guys were talking about that last night.
Yeah. And I think I might have the link real quick here.
Yeah, put that in the chat?
Because I have so many notepads with so many different stuff, so that way I can just post stuff for people's channel.
I have. Hold on, I'll tell you. I have.
Here it is.
Actually, I have 84 notepads open right now on my computer.
I have 4.
Use Evernote, man. You can have everything nice and organized.
No, it's organized. It's just right there, and then I save it and I put it in a nice little folder, and then I go back. And I'm like, okay, yeah, who and what, and then
There's the link to CJH channel, and it was basically fourth wave style humor, and everyone just having a great time.
Awesome.
And and some of the girls from the Phantom Menace were on there, and they're great and they're awesome. And
indeed,
if you see them on there, didn't get a chance to get all those linked, but go check them out. Check OG Star Wars out. Check Ruthie out. She's awesome. And so, hey, we appreciate the mods out there. We appreciate all the chatters. Thank you for coming.
Mods. And BearBear here is our mod on this stream. We all appreciate it very much.
And I've got all our links out there. Just scroll up. You'll find the links. Plus, they're in the info below.
Yes, indeed. Okay, moving right along. Scott, go ahead. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There's a turtle here.
Yep, turtle.
So sorry. Shellback.
I'm such a turtlist.
Oh.
I'm going to start calling you Zod.
Oh. Well, I'm better than he is, and I'm more powerful than he is. It's okay, because, I have this. Okay, anyway.
Quit showing off.
Everybody. Oh, really? I see how you are. No, Shell, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, what you're all about. Great. By the way, all joking aside, Shellback's a great guy. He comes on a lot of my streams. We've done a lot of streams on other people's channels. Go check him out. He's heading towards 300 subs. If you're not subbed to him, go check him out. Help him out. Again, sub to everybody on the panel you see here and those people listed down below. But Shellback, we're trying to get him up to 300. So check him out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yes. Sub to Stig Kenobi. Because I want to see him continue to have the best subscriber to content ratio ever on YouTube.
Yes, indeed.
I'm at 172 now, and I have 5 minutes of content.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, he kills us and everything like that.
Now,
YouTube really isn't that difficult. Just have ducks.
Exactly, it's true.
But unlike Stig, I am not in Norway. I am actually in the Pacific Northwest, in the
Kind of the same.
in the somewhat great state of Washington.
Yeah, about 30-40 minutes away from me.
The fact that I'm on, well, never mind. I won't get into anything political. But anyway, just say I'm a little bit of a fish out of water where I live.
Oh, me too. A little bit.
Anyway, you can find me on the YouTubes and the Twitters, under this name, Shellback TJC. It's been about a month since my last video. But I've been trying to, and the key word is trying to concentrate on college over social media. So yeah, I mean, the quarter just ended. So, and the winter quarter doesn't start back up until January the 6th. So I might crank out a little bit of content between now and then.
Shell, 3 videos a day. You can do it.
I submitted a video to our buddy Drunk 3PO for his under 1,000 people series that he's doing.
3PO.
But then there's probably like 2 billion people in front of me in line. So
yeah, but you dibs because you've known them longer.
I'm probably gonna have to make another one because what I sent him. I do reference talking about this show, the Mandalorian. And I said that, I like it so far, so by the time he gets to my video, putting my video on, the show will probably be over. So I'll probably have to redo it, talking about that in whole. But the other thing that I talked about, which I'd love to talk about on a video of mine, like that I put on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
But one of his things is, he doesn't want us to submit something to him that we've already done on our channel. And I'd really like to save this for the video for him to highlight, because, he's got a bigger audience. But one of the things that I will save for that video or for his channel is talking about the fandom menace and how we don't all agree with each other, and how we're not this hate group that we've been made out to be, and that we're not all middle-aged white men living in our mother's basements and yada yada yada.
I don't know how many of us live in our mother's basement here, but we're all middle-aged white men.
I live in my own basement.
I'm upstairs.
Personally, I wouldn't mind living in my mother's basement because, economics.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Plus, she's like 77 now, and I could just be like,
Mom, I'm screaming. You gotta be quiet.
Go to bingo, but make sure you leave your part of the rent on the table. No, my mother's pretty kick-ass, if I do say so myself. But anyway, yeah. And trust me, at like 5'0"
is she like Zod's mom? Can she kick your ass?
Well, I mean, probably not, but then again, with her being my mom, I'd probably let her. So,
okay.
It's one of those type of things.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, guys, check out Shell. We hope to see some videos coming up here real soon. Hopefully we'll see that drunk 3PO video. I kind of feel like I want to do that, but I'm so close to 1,000. I'm just like, I don't know if I should. But I digress. Up next, Scott, Sporking News.
Yeah, I did drunk 3POs, and he did mine right after Thanksgiving when nobody else would watch it. So I have his lowest count ever.
Wait, time. You did drunk 3PO, and he did you?
He did me real well. Right after Thanksgiving, he did me rotten.
You guys both stuffed?
I did that,
and I thought you being a Baby Yoda hater was bad enough.
Well, if you're gonna do it raw. No, what it was, I did that content thing. I have his lowest views ever, so I am so happy about that. So I'm not gonna beg for subs anymore. I am. If I hit it, I hit it. If I don't.
You don't got a lot to kick it. It's all right.
But you can find me, like Bear said, you can find us on the Fourth Wave. That is our stream we have on Wednesday and Saturday nights. Wednesdays at 7, Saturday at 6 Eastern time, and that's on the author Stephen Walton's channel. You can find me at Sporking News on the Twitter, as Shellback would say, on the YouTube. I also have a Facebook and Instagram, but I'm old and I'm busy, so I don't really add a lot to it other than videos. And tonight I am with you tonight on Han Stars. Name that tune. So
I'll put the link.
We should be there in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll put the link down below if you guys want to go over there and see a fun time.
Yeah, you should. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's my first time on the show too, so I'm excited.
See, I got to do some more. I need to be able to do some more guest appearances on people's stuff, like the Fourth Wave. And
weren't you on it already?
Yeah, I've been on there a couple times. I'm just saying
we got a lot of big names coming.
I need to do more of it. I need to do more of it. Yeah.
We'll get you on, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, comics. Last but not least, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, what you're all about.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear from him.
No, nobody really does, man. My subs are
dude. I love your videos.
I'm a sucky YouTuber.
I don't know why you think that, man. Your videos rock.
No, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I really do.
Oh, no worries.
You can find me over at Comix Division, both on my Twitter as well as my channel. I think at some point the channel is going to be renamed to something else, but that'll probably be sometime at the beginning of the year. My recent video, I'm talking about the changes to the harassment policy at YouTube and basically how it's kind of wrecked everything, in my opinion, and how it's no longer about broadcast yourself. It's more about how it's about corporate swill and garbage now. Is kind of what's turning into.
Want you to broadcast.
Comics, it's a damn good video. Seriously, if you are a content creator or you care about YouTube, watch that video because it tells you how they pretty much are making it friendly for the big, the big corporations and the access media, and not us.
Yeah, the other thing too is I talk about how we need competition in the space and how Subscribe really needs our help. And I'm gonna scream this as far as I can that go out to Subscribe, create an account, follow your favorite YouTubers over there, and subscribe to their Subscribe. Give them money. It's run by 2 full-time employees with a bunch of people that are, I won't say a bunch, I don't know how many people, but there's a bunch of volunteers that are helping out with stuff. And they have a monthly operations budget of, I want to say it's like $13,000 a month. They're trying to get it up to like around 50, I believe. This allows them to go and expand their infrastructure, hire more full-time employees, and hopefully one day become a competitor to YouTube. Because right now, YouTube is doing what they can to crush their competition. They destroyed VidMe back in December of 2017, and there needs to be alternatives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, like you said, it's being geared towards the bigger corporations and stuff, which just makes me in fear that they're going to let YouTube do this monopoly of online. Yeah. And yeah, that's a bad thing.
BitChute time, people.
Yep. Well, I'm on BitChute. I know Comix is on BitChute.
I'm trying to set it up.
I suggest you guys mirror your channels as quick as you can. Just in case. I mean, I'm going to stay on YouTube. I'm going to stay with this course, but we'll see where it goes because, there are a lot of red flags showing up.
Yep.
Yes.
With that said, I am Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Before we go off the air, can you show my screen real quick?
Absolutely, I can. Oh, yes.
And basically, anybody can do this on Zazzle. They don't charge you nothing. You get 5% of whatever you sell. This shirt, I designed it. And you see winning.
Mm-hmm.
You get,
and anybody can go on Zazzle and you can create a store and you can sell products instantly, practically. Easy. And so anyone that's got their channel and all that, get your logos, upload them, make yourself some shirts, make some hats.
Indeed.
See this? You can get anything customized. Look at this.
Yeah, Zazzle's pretty cool.
Yeah, Zazzle is cool. And remember, Doomcock has his store on Zazzle as well.
Yeah.
So basically, if you go to my link, you'll find that I'm following his store. It's already in the chat. And so those of you, you got channels and all that, get some merch out there. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it just to get stuff out there. I'll make maybe $1 something off each item, if that. It's not about the money. It's about getting merch out there for people that want to have some merch.
Yep.
Oh. With that said, guys, I'm Chris Knight. This is the Real Review 3000, and this has been the Mandalorian Roundtable for episode 6. Remember, next week, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 4 Pacific Standard Time, 5 Mountain Time, and 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out here every Saturday or Sunday. Sorry. Oh, whoops. Sunday.
Fun day.
About the Mandalorian or whatever it's actually trying to be. So with that said, guys, have a great night. Thank you for everybody being in the chat. Everybody say goodbye.